everybody, and welcome to Superhero Speak. I'm your host, Dave.
And I'm your other host, the Sorcerer Don, who has cast a spell of shadow over Dave.
Yeah, one of my lights isn't working tonight. Oh, yeah, technical difficulties already. It took me longer to set up than it normally does. And then my light on my camera wasn't working. My camera wasn't working. It kept locking up. And then I had to reboot my laptop. I thought it was the camera. I had to reboot the laptop. Anyway,
Yep.
and I was afraid to turn the light back on because I didn't want it to lock it up again. But we got a lot to talk about tonight. We've got 3 shows to catch up on. Mole, of course, Invincible, and Daredevil. We have a couple movie announcements or news. We got a trailer for Street Fighter. We got Spaceballs news. We got the final trailer for Mandalorian, some Marvel news, and some stuff that has come out of CinemaCon that I think we need to talk about. Damn that CinemaCon. So we got a lot on deck.
Sons of bitches at CinemaCon.
Yes, they get to see things that we don't.
Yeah.
Well, all that being said, we're good to go. We're ready to roll. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Another week where we've got 3 premium nerd shows, that we're addressing here on the podcast. So that is fun. Can't wait to talk about those. Play Magic this week. Did pretty well there as far as win losses are concerned. And yeah, so on top of the 3 mega shows that we get to watch, like you said, there's news abound. Mm-hmm. So we're here to break it all down for you tonight. But had just a great week doing all that, and now here we are. How about you, Dave? What was your week like?
Wow.
Other than what we see here.
It's been a week. It really has. Like just difficulties I was having tonight are just the tip of the iceberg. Wow. No, it's just been a week. The girlfriend hasn't been feeling well. So we barely saw each other this week. We did get together last night. But was about it. And I got a surprise call yesterday morning. A cousin of no, not this. The cousin of my late wife passed away suddenly. It's someone that's she was close with. So like, he had been sick. He had cancer. He was being treated, but like this wasn't expected. So it was one of those kinds of things. It's not like he was in the ICU or anything like that. It was just, he just passed away, and it was like, oh, big shocker. I'm sure there'll be a funeral this week coming up. So yeah, that's how my week has been going. That's just like, that's the highlights. Well, I guess no. I had one good thing happen. I was going, and that was the thing. I was going to upload a picture to share before the show, but then again, I was having the issues with the camera and I had to reboot, so I didn't get a chance to do it. But there's a website, newer website called Joust, Jouzt, where artists submit. It's a community thing. Artists can submit art, kind of like any of your social media. There's a feed, you put posts and pictures and stuff on there, like Instagram. However, they have these things that are called jousts, where somebody comes up with it. Anyone can create one, and like you say, here's the theme of it, and everyone submits something, and then you get so long to submit it, and then the people in the community vote, and whoever gets the most votes at the end wins it. There's not really prizes. It's just kind of like a fun little thing, but I won one. So nice. I was going to share the picture. It was something I had. The theme of the joust was second chance. So it was something that you submit it for a contest or a jury review or whatever that like got rejected. You got to
Mm-hmm.
submit it, and I had done this Flight of Icarus. So it's like the sky. There's all these clouds around. There's a mountain in the background with like a Greek temple on it, and then it's all silhouette. There's Icarus with his wings flying, and then like the sun like real bright in the background. And
Yeah.
it was for a company called Icarus. They raise money for environmental causes, and they had a theme about Icarus artwork thing, and so I
Mm-hmm.
created that specifically for the contest. I didn't get picked, so I put it in this.
Okay.
Now I'm going to be completely honest. There were only 2 other people in this joust, but I won. I got double the votes of the second highest person, so that felt
okay.
good. So yeah, so it's just a fun little thing, but it was like that was the highlight of my week. And
Hey.
everything else was just like ugh. Yeah. Oh, I did something else too. I guess I could share this. After I want to say 2.5 years, I decided to go back to the gym.
Okay.
Or year and a half. I was looking through my accounts and realized I was still paying for Planet
Oh,
Fitness.
okay.
And I was like, I'll go back. So yeah, I went yesterday, and I will say I am sore today because when you haven't worked out in a while, it's like, yeah, your muscles are like, no, uh-uh. You're supposed to sit around and eat sugary snacks all day. So,
Well,
yeah.
Dave, you inspired me with you going back to the gym. I think what I'll do is I'll start taking my Ozempic. And then there we go. That's how I'll do. That's how I'll lose my weight.
I thought you were already taking it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm shitty with medicine just in general. Why I will die, fairly early, I'm sure. But that is the one, thing about having diabetes that's positive is like the insurance will cover Ozempic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just gotta not be a dick and take it.
You got to say it right though. It's diabetes.
Diabetes.
You got the diabetes.
I remember those commercials, man. Those are actual. Anyway, it's funny that this later we're still. It's still. It's not only is it like a joke and a reference. It still happens, but people still find it like people think it's generally hilarious when you say it.
Yeah. But you know what? There was some highlights of the week. We can talk about this now. I guess we got some TV shows we got caught up on. I guess we could talk Darth Maul first because you watched it first and actually put a video out for it, and it's the last one that I watched. I watched it about 3 hours ago, both episodes.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, I mean, first off, I will say I'm pretty sure this was your prediction. Kudos on being correct. It was Two Boots who contacted the Empire. We all saw it coming. We all knew the Empire was going to get involved at some point. But yeah, it was Two Boots who contacts them. But yeah, I don't want to spend an.
We don't.
Yeah,
you really don't need to because it's wonderfully animated.
Yes,
looks great. That's not going to change. Maul, we have awesome lightsaber fighting.
I do want to say that the opening scene in episode 3 starts with a shot of the sky, and there's a moon and stars and clouds, and then it pans down to the underground where the I can't think of the Padawan's name.
Torin or something like that.
Yeah, where she's at, but like that picture of the sky, it's so funny because that definitely felt hand painted, and it was just a beautiful picture. Like and again, I got to say it. We said this last week. The mixture of traditional animation to computer animation, and what they've done with this show is amazing. It's beautiful. It's so well done in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, that should be this should be the standard for their animation going forward, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you got, your cool Darth Maul, formerly Darth, doing cool shit with his lightsaber. But spoiler alerts for Rebels, and I mentioned it before, but just, if you don't want to know that, I don't know, stop listening or something for like 30 seconds. But I liked how this show is kind of bringing something into context with the fact that Obi-Wan killed Maul, but when he did so, he like caught him before he hit the ground, and it was kind of a tender moment.
Yeah.
And what we see with Maul now, it's not like I am Sith, you are Jedi, I want you to be Sith. He genuinely like feels bad. Like the Jedi and him as a Sith were all deceived. And are now out of their order. They're so it's getting a lot of complexity to the character, and it gives more context. Like, why would Obi-Wan treat him like this? Because at this point, a lot of people got screwed, and they're just starting to show that, and we're starting to see relationships that we never see. And now you just see where Maul is not a Sith, and he doesn't see Jedi as Jedi, and that's just great. It's just, and again, it adds context to that scene for me.
Right. I'm going to say this too. There's a definite theme in everything that we watched this week, which is kind of forgiveness for the devil.
Yes.
I feel like. But okay, so it's I just had it. Where'd it go? Hello. I clicked on cast and Devin. That's the character's name. The Padawan. And
Gotcha.
Master Echo is the Jedi. So and then here's a question. Were you fooled when they go to the pike, and the guy that they have captured, the little alien dude, comes out?
Yeah.
And because he makes a deal with the pike, he's gonna have this money. He comes out and he goes, look, he made me do it. He made me do it, and then and I'm like, okay, so this is a trap. Obviously, Darth Maul comes out, starts attacking him, and I'm like, something feels off. And then the little dude stuns Maul, and he falls down. I'm like, that's not Maul. Like, this is a trap. I felt that right away. Did you think so? Or
I mean, as soon as he started acting funny about, oh, he made me do it, and as he was acting nervous, I'm like, what? I know he's not about to turn on Maul, so something's up. But then, seemingly, Maul shows up and starts, chopping away with his double-edged lightsaber. So at that point, it's like, oh, okay, never mind. Here we go. But yes, as soon as he hit him with the stun, I'm like, okay, no, that's not happening. Why? And I thought, okay, maybe they planned it. Yeah. But then no, I saw it was the other. I was like, okay, that makes much more sense. Because but either way, that is not happening unless he wants it to happen.
Right, exactly. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, and I realized
for a smidge.
Like, the whole thing was like, when they stunned him and they're like, okay, we'll take him to the leader. I'm like, oh, that was the whole plan. So I thought, I didn't think it was he was a decoy. It's he let him stun him, make it look like he got stunned, but he wasn't, and he was gonna, attack him when he got to the throne room. It was like, nah, it was a decoy, but he still shows up in the throne room or whatever you want to call it, and wipes them all out. Well, no, not wipes him out. And then I love that part. It's like, all right, you're in charge now. You guys are gonna answer to me. And they're like, okay. Like, yeah. It wasn't just revenge and kill everyone. It was take the guy out and then take over that part of the syndicate again.
Yeah.
So
And for what reason? Who knows? But we know we're going to get more Maul looking cool as shit. So
yeah, yeah. Well,
lightsabers swinging about.
we got to get up to the point in Solo, you know, when
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We will see.
I would be. I will
But
say
yeah,
this.
you don't. You think they wouldn't do this without paying that off? You know they will. So I'm with you though.
I will say this, and maybe I'm the only person, but I think it'd be cool. It'd be kind of fun if the last shot in this show is that shot from done in computer
Right.
animation from Star Wars Solo, a Star Wars story.
Right.
But from Maul's point of view, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like he sees Solo and the girl, you know. So it's a thought. But yeah, I mean, not like we got the cop shows up. There is the whole like
Well, now
thing,
the Empire's there, right? That's how it ends. Like we said, the droid calls the Empire, and
right?
then
But
boom.
I mean, the thing is, the droid says, "Don't go try to take Maul on by yourself. We have to call the Empire," and he says no. He goes and tries to take Maul because they get his location, and end up basically uh, getting the squad
Kind of,
gets wiped out.
yeah.
So the two boots shows up and he's like, I'm sorry I deactivated you, and two boots is like, I forgive you, and I'm sorry for what I did, and that's
Yeah.
the Empire shows up. And of course we got the Devin and in the exact location, not exact in the exact position Maul wants her. She tries to take him on with her master, and the master gets killed, seemingly.
But she did get a good kick into his leg.
Yeah,
Because
to
his leg's
robotic
fucked up a little bit now. So
his
yeah,
robotic
robotic
leg.
leg. Yep.
That's poor thing about Maul. From the waist down, he's robotic, which means
You know what? I don't even know. It's not even. It's higher than waist. It's like as soon as the ribs stop.
Yeah,
Like he. Yeah.
no schnoo for him.
No.
That's why he's so angry.
But said that. Yeah, that's why he's like, well, what the fuck else do I do with my life? Revenge.
Yeah,
Just see what the fuck I can do. Oh, take over some crime syndicates. Yeah.
that's why Obi-Wan is on the top of his list to get even with, because
Took my dick.
Exactly. And my butthole. So all right, well that is we're definitely going to keep watching it.
I mean, he still has to have a butthole though. It's just droid now,
Yeah, maybe oil comes out of it. All right. Well, that was Mole. Again, we're going to keep watching it. We guys hope you're watching it. Let us know what you think so far in the comments down below. All right. And we can move on to Daredevil, episode 4. More sympathy for the devil. This episode does pick up right after the events of episode the last episode. So you've got Fisk in the hospital with Vanessa. She's got a big piece of glass sticking out of her head. She's being treated. We've got Bullseye and Daredevil on the run from the anti-vigilante task force, and obviously they're hunting them down. But Fisk gives an order like, bring them in alive, don't kill them, which is interesting. And it seemed like the guy who's in charge of them was like, yeah, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
they don't want to bring them in alive. So yeah, like another episode where first off, he's in the mask the entire episode again.
Outside of the flashbacks.
Yeah, outside of flashbacks. I want to talk about the flashbacks in a second. But it goes into that theme of like, he's not Matt Murdock anymore. He's full just Daredevil at this point.
Yeah.
Like even when he's talking to his girlfriend, he's in full costume,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, like let's talk about the flashbacks, right? Because what is the most interesting thing about the flashback episodes or flashback parts of the episode? They
Well, the most
don't.
interest. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They all have been de-aged. Like they
Yeah.
don't look the way they look now. They look the way they did during the Netflix show, and these aren't old scenes from the Netflix show. These were
Are we
all.
sure?
I'm pretty sure the stuff with the painting in the gallery with Vanessa and her memory,
Okay.
the stuff she's gone through, like none of that is in the Daredevil show. I'm
Right.
90%
Right.
sure, and I don't think I can't think of the character's name. The guy who's like Fisk's assassin.
Oh yeah, I can't
He
remember
was
his.
he was never in the original Daredevil show, like, and yet he was. They had him,
Okay. Okay.
in those flashbacks. So yeah,
Well, that
like
makes sense because we've been getting reports that like, oh, Foggy's coming back, or,
right.
but we even said it on the show. We're like, oh, they're doing a flashback, which is precisely what they
I,
did.
I can't think of the actor's name, but I feel bad for him because he was also a little heavier back
Yeah,
then, so they added weight on him when they de-aged him as well.
they
But
did.
I
Honestly,
mean,
his head was way bigger than. I don't know if that's something to do with the de aging, but yeah,
yeah, it's amazing technology. And I think I could be wrong, but I think Disney kind of owns the patent on it. Because I can't think of other stuff where they've done this where it looked as good as it does with the
yeah.
Marvel stuff,
I
So
mean, because to me, Luke Skywalker and Mandalorian Caesar 2 was really the first time I was like, oh crap, like
yeah,
they really can do this. I mean, Tarkin and Leia were done pretty okay in Rogue One. At least, it was good enough you didn't get taken out of the movie.
right.
But yeah, it's crazy at this point, to where, and of course we already talked about Val Kilmer's gonna do a movie and with his AI image, even though he's deceased. So it's like, are we gonna keep getting like remakes for the end of time where they keep just bringing back these
Oh,
characters? And
yeah, and it's funny because I didn't include that they did release. I didn't watch it. They did release a trailer. I think it was just released at CinemaCon, for that Val Kilmer movie. Darn it, I didn't include it in this, but yeah, I think you're right. um, remember the joke in Deadpool and Wolverine? It's like
yeah,
Disney's gonna have you doing this stuff, till you're 90. No, they're gonna have you doing this stuff, even after
well,
you're long and gone.
I don't want to rob too much credit from Deadpool, but I'm gonna have to give Weird Al Yankovic the edge on this one. In his Yoda song, he mentions that he'll be playing Luke till the end of time. So I
Yeah,
have to give that one to good old Weird Al.
yeah, yeah. Um, so
So Daredevil,
oh yeah. That's what we were talking about. So yeah, the
yeah,
flashbacks were done really well. They're very convincing. And then uh the God, I can't think of any of the characters' name. The assistant, the media.
yeah, it's James Gandolfini's son, whatever whoever
Yes,
he's
yes,
playing.
yes. You know, uh, of course, Ben Urich's uh, uh, daughter shows up at the hospital where Vanessa is, and like she's asking questions. He's like, I can't tell you anything, and then
Yeah,
she's like, oh, come on, it's me, it's fine. And he's like, okay, well, she's in critical condition. So like next
yep,
thing you know, it's on the TV and it's a reporter. And it's just like, this guy, there's so much that you can do for some snoo, but like get betrayed once.
Yeah.
Okay, get betrayed twice. Like, no, dude, you're being
Yeah,
stupid.
particularly because you see how Fisk is raging, and you know who he is. I know you're super dedicated to him and all that. And I mean, I'm not trying to get too far ahead, I guess, but
Right.
there was in the scene where basically you're wondering, is he going to get killed for that? I was like, I get it. You know, I mean, the whole scene was. That's not what happened though. But anywho, yeah, I'm like, this guy is
Yeah,
gonna die.
Daniel Blake, that's his name, and then
Okay.
um what you call it? God, I just had it. I can't find it now. But the girlfriend screwed him over multiple times in this show,
Oh
and
yeah,
he keeps putting up with it. But then, the other guy, the ex-soldier assassin, like goes, "Oh, okay, well, we got to run an errand." You know, actually, no, he says, "Oh, let's get a hot dog." That was, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden, it's like, where are we going? And here's the thing that like gets me about that scene too. It just shows, and I think it's done. It was filmed this way on purpose. It shows you that Daniel's not only like uh sniveling, like he's a complete coward, right?
yeah.
Because he's driving,
Right.
and the guy's like, "Oh, we're going this way," he's like, "There's hot dog carts in the thing," and he's like, "No, we're going to like Albany," and it was just like, what? Wait, what the hell? And then um the guy's being quiet, and he's telling him like he's basically was a wet works guy that Fisk hired to take care of jobs for him. um and then they pull up into a gas station, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna go in here and get, I don't know, a cup of get something, or get a cup
Yeah.
of coffee. And he's like, oh, I can go with you. And he's like, no, you wait here. There's his opportunity to like take off. Like, you think this guy's going to kill you, you're in a car and he's gone. You drove, so the car's not going to blow up. Just go.
Yeah. Yeah.
um
He almost did. He kind of went, but he thought about it, and he's like, eh.
and then they
Oh,
drive off into the woods, and it's like, okay, it's over. But like, here's the thing with stuff like this on TV, like the gets like, it's every time it's gone on way too long. He's not going to kill him, right?
yeah,
Not
yeah,
unless there's going to be some big speech, about betrayal or whatever. But like, that didn't come either. It's like, oh, we work for a tough guy, and you've got a choice to make. And he opens up the trunk, and there's a dead body there, and it's like, shovel or sword, or saw. So like, oh, okay, you're gonna bury the body, which is probably, I they keep
dumb
playing it.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whose body was that?
I don't know.
Okay, because I'm like, is that the girl? Like, is this because, and that's what and that's
BB,
who I
that's her
think
name.
it is,
BB,
BB.
or was
And
it?
so I don't know, who knows. She's dead now, I think. As well as she should be, because
Well,
he told her like fucking stop, and she did it anyway. But I think I think the whole purpose was to show him like, dude, effing stop, because yeah, this bitch is dead now. Um, so it was a cool tense
um,
scene. But yeah, I really could not tell who. Even if it wasn't her, then yeah, he's like showing him like, so fucking yeah, stop your shit, because this could be you easily, as you have just ascertained.
oh, okay. It was the first mate of the boat.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
just looked it up real quick. Yeah, because I was thinking that too. Because like, here's the thing. That they know at this point. I feel like, the Fisk and this guy, they know something. Something's going on. They can
Yeah.
easily,
No.
they have so much power. He can easily trace back where the
Yeah.
information is coming from. To sit there and act like, oh, they're not getting it. And if they aren't getting it, I think it's poor writing. Like Fisk has got enough people under his thumb where he can go to a reporter and say, and they can say, "Where did you get this information from?" And lo and behold, but they haven't. So yeah, so that was that was the interesting thing in this episode, because again, most of just what's going on with Daredevil and Bullseye is they're running from the anti-vigilante task force.
Yeah, I mean, running, quote unquote. I mean, they're kind of
Yeah,
hobbling along, but
hobbling along,
in very dirty places while he's bleeding. So that's
and yeah, and
concerning.
Deadshot would like mention Foggy, and then
Not
Matt would,
Deadshot.
I'm
Not
sorry,
Deadshot.
Bullseye.
You do that too.
Same character, different universe.
Yeah.
And they keep having flashbacks with Foggy and their early days and whatnot. Which then leads him to, like, because at one point he's going to leave Bullseye for the ATV AV TF to
Yeah.
pick him up, and then like he's remembering Foggy saying, "Oh, we have to show people mercy," so he runs back and gets him. It's like, where the hell is Jessica Jones at this point? Is what I'm thinking, because the whole episode I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is where she's going to show up. She's going to help them escape. No.
Oh yeah.
And
Too
then
much anticipation.
and then the worst, you see it coming moment of the show. It look, I get it. The writers were doing it where Matt is having flashbacks about one aspect of what of the events that led them to where they are now, and Fisk and Vanessa are having different flashbacks of how they got where they are now. But who didn't see this coming? And like the whole thing was, oh, she wakes up and
here's what I didn't see coming, though. This is
okay.
So please, in the chat, for you Daredevil comic aficionados, if this is somehow in character for Kingpin, okay, but it's news to me. The way he was like crying. Now I get it. Your wife is maybe dying, whatever. Me as a real person, absolutely I would be. But this is Kingpin. I'm just not getting the whole, like, I don't know, crying Kingpin.
I agree, and that's another, like I said, there's a theme of like trying to give sympathy for the devil and all these. It wasn't just Bullseye, it was also Fisk. Like, oh, he's sad because he's losing Vanessa, when it's like, okay, Vincent D'Onofrio wanted to stretch as an actor in this role, but like, no, you're just going to be the Kingpin. You're going to just be angry and like go off the rails at this point. But they did the whole, oh, I'm sad. And she wakes up and says, oh, I want pineapple juice. And he's like, but you don't like pineapple juice. And I'm like, she's dead. Like right then and there. It was like, it was either going to be one of two things. She was either dead or she really had no memory. Because the conversation is weird too when you think about it, because she doesn't say Wilson or say his name or anything. She just says she wants the pineapple juice, and they make the nurse go get the pineapple juice, and then she goes, tell me a story. And he's like, what story? And she's like, oh, tell me the story of when we met. And then he tells the story, and then she starts saying it again, tell me a story. And like, I thought, again, I saw him sitting there like, oh, she's like has a memory issue, and that's going to be the angle.
I thought they ripped off The Notebook, that movie.
Well, I've never seen The Notebook.
So The Notebook, it's kind of the same situation where like they've got this married couple, and the movie tells you their backstory and whatever. But basically what happens is they grow old together, but the wife gets like this type of amnesia where like she doesn't remember him. So they have this notebook of notes that he goes over with her, and she'll get to a point where like she starts remembering everything, or at least from what he told her, and then she kind of resets, and he has to like lose his wife all over again, and then start the process of going over this notebook.
Okay, I have one of two jokes
It was
here.
it's a very bad. I don't. It was a
Uh,
very bad chick flick that I had to watch one time.
I have one of two jokes here. Joke number one: hand me over your man card. Because not only
Oh,
did you watch the movie, you remembered way too much detail about it, or well, it just sounds like a less funny version of 51st Dates. So,
that too. Yep. There you go.
which makes me wonder: did Adam Sandler go, "Ooh, I want to rip this off," but I will. I'll do it in a funny way. So.
Want to rip this off and what's that chick's name? I would normally know her name. Sean Bean was not Sean Bean. Oh my god, never mind. Move on. The guy that played Samwise Gamgee, he's in that movie. Drew Barrymore.
Sean Ashton.
Drew Barrymore. Sean Ashton is Drew Barrymore's brother.
Yes.
And he's like a big jock kind of jerk.
Yeah.
Anyway, premise is done before. Doesn't work for me here. Crying Fisk doesn't work for me here.
Yeah.
But what does work for me, and I wonder what this means, is this episode, though, they spent most of its time with Foggy in the flashback.
Yes.
Where that guy that kind of used to bully him because he was friends with his brother and they had a bad life, and they got him out of jail with a technicality, or else he would have been murdered in prison. And then he gives him the $1,700 that him and Matt Murdock were saving up in order to start over.
Right.
Which I'm like, okay, they're selling how great of a dude Foggy is and all that jazz. Cool, get it. And obviously that makes Daredevil do his forgiveness bit with Bullseye. But in what time and place is $1,700 enough to start over? But I mean, I get it. That wasn't the point of the flashback, wasn't the point of the scene. So it's a nitpick at this point, but still, I didn't quite get that.
Well, especially in New York, except
right.
It was just the fee for the license for the business. That maybe would only be like $2,000, where it's not enough to actually have a physical space to start a firm. So yeah. So yeah, and actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure doesn't the Netflix series start with they're already in business together? I can't remember. I have to go back and watch it again. So yeah, so basically it ends with they're still on the run from the task force. Vanessa dies, and yeah, and
well, she doesn't die. She just can't remember stuff now, right? Or did she end up?
No, she was flatlining as.
I remember now.
Yeah.
I remember now. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. This wasn't. I was a little bit bored again. Yeah.
You were bored again.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Again, that could just be me being a mongrel. I need my fireballs and actions and kicks and punches.
That came off so gay.
I was trying to do that guy from Third Rock from the Sun. I can't. But anyway, I failed. I think so.
Okay.
Joke obviously landed like the Hindenburg.
Yes. So yeah, that's our take on that. Again, let us know you guys watching it. And are you enjoying it so far? Let us know in those comments down below. And then finally, I have a very important question. I realized something which I should have realized already, and I have a very important question. Why do all male Viltrumites have mustaches or facial hair? Every single one of them. It's the first time I noticed it, and then I'm like, oh crap.
That's the first time you noticed it?
Yeah. Well, I didn't really pay attention to that aspect, and there weren't bit behind. There weren't like hundreds of Viltrumites in the earlier seasons,
right.
So it's just a coincidence that Devastator. I mean, one guy shows up with a mustache, and Nolan has a mustache. Like, okay, fine, and then it's like, oh no, they all have mustaches or some kind of facial hair. But yeah, Invincible.
Invincible, yes.
We are we're as we left the last episode, they were going to go travel to the Viltrumite homeworld and take on, what's the leader's name? You should know
Thrag,
this.
Grand
Thrag.
Regent Thrag.
Okay, we're going to take on Thrag. Head
General
on.
Krieg. Anissa is the female one that I think is eventually going to rape Invincible. Yeah. And a host of other Viltrumites.
Wow. Okay, then.
I'm okay. You'll see. Maybe you will. But I'm telling you.
All right. Well, regardless of that,
yeah,
they were on their way to the Viltrumite homeworld to kill Thrag, with the hopes that if they kill him, it will be that'll be the end of the Viltrumite empire, because the rest will scatter without any clear leadership, and they figure it'll be easier to take them out. There's a little bit of tension on the ship on the way there between Optimus and Nolan, because basically he's like, well, got to get rid of all the Viltrumites, and he's like, well, my sons are part Viltrumite, and he just kind of looks at him and it's like, oh, man. So he's still on his quest to kill himself and everyone. But like it's funny because there's not a lot going on in this episode. It is straightforward. Let's get to the planet, and they got to fly through all the heroes leave the ship behind, and they go fly through the ring of dead people floating in space. But as they're floating up, you got Thrag floating above his planet, just waiting for them. And it was like, oh crap! And then they realized it's a trap, because they were living Viltrumites hiding in the ring, and then madness ensues. It's a long bloody fight, as we get in many episodes of this show, with lots of carnage. The one thing I will say about this whole fight is award for the coolest entrance goes to Space Rider. Is that his name?
Space Racer.
Space Racer, yes. For coolest saving hero entrance goes to Space Racer in this episode, because he's flying his rocket motorcycle with his gun that will destroy everything, pulling those dinosaur creatures behind him that they're weak to. So
right, he just whips them into the middle of the Viltrumites that have gathered once they stop playing dead in the ring of dead people. That was pretty disturbing. That
a lot of this episode was disturbing.
But there are some really cool things about it. The fact, so we do see Argyle alive in a flashback, which I think does happen before they attack Viltrum. And one great thing here is, of course, I mentioned that Thaddeus is played by Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime.
Yes.
Argyle in the flashback was voiced by Frank Welker, who voiced G1, a lot of Megatron. So that I was geeking the hell out at that point. That was really, really fucking cool. So yeah, just didn't want to. Interesting flashback though in general, and it's stunning to kind of see like the various Viltrum planets. Like it progressively gets worse. It's this bright, futuristic, City at first when Argyle's
Yeah.
still alive. Then he dies. And then we see the beginning of the Purge. Now, eventually, like, we never knew up until this point that Thrag just, I don't know, gets a bug up his ass and then says, we got to get rid of this weakness.
So here's a question. Probably one of the things I was thinking about, that flashback scene, when the original emperor, I god, my it went out of my
Argyle.
head, when Argyle is killed, they don't show the guy that kills him. Like, he's all
No.
in shadow. You just see his eye, and then like the next scene, he was dead. I have a feeling it's not who we think it is.
Me too. No, I'm right there with you. I think that that Thrag definitely has got some shade here, as well as, you know, Thrag was waiting for Nolan and Mark and them already, and they were able to ambush them.
Right.
I don't remember her name, but Alan the alien's girlfriend, she's a goddamn traitor.
You think so?
I absolutely, I think so. Absolutely. I was already thinking that before. I kind of got threw off the scent after the last episode. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. But no, now that they were aware she was with them, and let's face it, like, there's no way she can actually like Alan the alien. Like, and like, I think the whole banging him thing is just to get in good with him, and now she's portraying. I don't know why. That's the mystery part to me, is why. Although I do know the whole they're going to win thing, so fuck it. But I mean, the Viltrumites are in a tough spot, and Viltrumites are dumb, by the way. They may be pretty fucking powerful, but they are stupid. Like, to be easily convinced to just cull half your population for no fucking reason. Amongst other things, they are dumb. I'm sorry, easily led. You know.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's an arrogance thing, but you're right. It doesn't make sense. But it's funny because you're right. Like, it's an obvious ambush. Like, they know they're getting there, and they didn't. We know that, like, they can hold their breath for a really long time, but they didn't, like, they weren't waiting there since they left the planet. You know, like, they had to have been alerted that they were coming at some point before they got there to be set up to do that. So, and it makes the most sense that it's her because she's flying the ship. Because there's another thing. It's a whole planet. Thrag could have been at any point waiting for them to fly in. They happen to be lined up perfectly where he was standing. But again, physics doesn't pay a lot of. They don't really pay attention to a lot of physics in this show.
Oh, they most certainly don't. Yeah, wait till we get to the whole space racer shooting the planet discussion.
Thrag definitely gives off Frieza vibes in this.
Dave, I swear I said that to myself and one other person. Thrag is a beast. He is the real deal. We'll talk about, I guess, examples of that a little bit later here. But absolutely, he feels like I did back in the day with Frieza. Like, oh my God, this villain is so powerful. How the hell are they going to ever even touch him?
I mean, the whole thing is like, he's just standing there. It's all this fighting going on. And then I don't remember who's the first one that gets close to him, but like they throw a punch and like it's one of those, the same animation kind of idea. Like, he's all of a sudden just in another spot and the person misses him. Like, he's that fast. You couldn't hit him, you know?
Well, Space Racer tries to shoot him and he just moves out of the way by inches.
Yeah.
But damn, Dave, like, but just I'm sure everybody who's watching this has seen it, but the thing that made me go like, oh ho ho, is when him and Nolan were talking in the throne room, and then that motherfucker just cocks back for the fucking uppercut, and it like creates wind, and it pulls Nolan to him, and he just fucking Hadoukens his ass, or whatever you want to call it. Dragon punches his ass up
Yeah.
into that. I was like, oh my god! Like I knew this guy was the strongest, but this is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also
Oh,
kind
and
of
then
why.
poor Oliver, I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you going anywhere near this fucking guy, Oliver? And he rips his arm off and beats his jaw off of his face.
Yeah.
Space Racer, by the way, cool entrance with the dinosaur thingies that you whip in with your bike, but they are too reckless. That gun is MV fucking P. So why are they letting Space Racer just fly around by himself to where he can get ambushed? He almost died. Like
Yeah.
what? I'm nitpicking here. The show's awesome, but the whole time I'm thinking,
Well,
why are you not in some sort of defensive formation around Space Racer as he's just fucking lighting off?
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that kind of
But
got me about this. Like,
yeah.
they have that poison that like weakens them.
Oh
So
yeah, those darts. Yeah, I had no clue about they. If that was mentioned, I missed it. And
they
yeah,
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 it
they
was
did. They
when
have
they were
darts.
gathering the weapons. That was one of the weapons. It was
Yeah,
this creature, and it excreted this mucus or whatever. And when it touches them, like they end up are weakened, shortly for a time. So like, so yeah, so the tech jacket could shoot them, and then Alan the alien could then just punch through them because they were in a weakened
yeah,
state, and like, and they get a couple like that, but then like the fight goes on, she misses one, and then it's like, oh, you're out of ammo, and it was just like, okay, you've got 50 of them left, right? There's 50 Viltrumites left in
yeah.
existence, um, roughly at this point. So wouldn't you have 200 of those darts at least, four
Right.
for each Viltrumite? Um, like it doesn't make any sense, and more than just tech jacket shooting them. Like, yeah, like it was a poor ass plan.
It
Just
was. It was.
in
It
general.
was.
Um,
But so the other biggest development, because we're already 50 minutes in,
yeah.
is that they destroy Viltrum by having Space Racer shoot the planet. Makes
Hmm.
sense. But then Nolan, Thaddeus, and Invincible Mark all fly right behind it, behind the blast, and go through the planet along with it. I do not know why. Maybe they'll
Yeah.
explain the science. Maybe they somehow they
They won't
added
explain.
mass and velocity, which amplified the blast radius of the core destroying. I don't know.
But you wouldn't even need it, because
I don't think you would either.
if you put a if you shoot a hole all the way through any planet, it's
They just
gonna.
wanted to see their bare chest.
And
That's all
that's
they
another
wanted.
thing. I mean, come on. They fly through the center of the planet, right? So they're flying through the molten core of the planet, and all their clothes burn off but their pants.
But their pants, right.
It was like, that is such an incredible Hulk move.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's stupid. Uh, right. Like, okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, that was dumb.
But
Why?
so they kill the planet,
Yeah.
and rip Thaddeus, man. Like you knew as soon as that happened, Thrag was just gonna go off.
Yeah.
And
I thought,
indeed, no effort at all. He just rips Thaddeus' head off.
well, the thing is, Thrag follows them down, and then
Yeah, he's right behind him because he realized like, oh no. And yeah,
then
he's
he gets
right
blown
behind him.
away. He gets blown back by the shockwave. So I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
well then he's done. I was like, nah.
But we already talked about how fast that dude was. So
Yeah.
yeah, in a second, he was just rip. We're like, oh, okay, I guess we're done with Peter Cullen. I guess he's done with this
Yeah.
show. I'm sure there's flashbacks or not. But anyway, and yeah, he proceeds to fuck Nolan up, rips his guts out,
Yep.
or punches him out. He's about to kill Invincible. And then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? There's too few Viltrumites left, so we're gonna peace out. And they do.
Yeah, like I was very disappointed. I
It's
was like,
very anticlimactic.
it's very anticlimactic. If they had somehow injured him, like, okay, not necessarily killed him, but injured him, and then it's like that's when he's like, all right, it's time to pull back. Like that would have made more sense. But that's another thing. They show how powerful that he is. Why the hell did he give up when they were attacking their home base in the last episode? Like they showed he could single-handedly take all of them out.
He's really got something for. So I've seen stuff that
There's something
suggests
with
that
him and
Nolan is an heir of Argyle.
yeah, I have actually I have read it. I have read the synopsis on Wikipedia about the character. So
Okay.
Major
He's got
spoiler.
some sort of hard on for. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say major spoiler. Yes, he is an heir, and ends up being the new ruler of Voltrum at some point. So like, okay, fine, but like, I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
guess
know.
that makes sense
How do you just watch three people destroy your planet? You kill one of them, but the other two, you're like, eh.
because
Huh?
technically they're both heirs, right? They're both
Yeah, I
in line.
suppose there's some sort of programming because yeah, Thrag is like genetically modified and shit.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so he might have some sort of General Zod programming that he can't destroy the line.
I want to know the physics behind the destroying of that planet, because the force it would have taken to go through the whole planet and go through the core like that, like how many force of like how many nuclear bombs is that, and like would the planet have like just broken apart and sat like that, or would it have blown apart, and would there have been
I
debris
mean,
everywhere?
that's one theory I had is that if he would have just shot the planet, it would have went through, yep, destabilized the core.
Mm-hmm.
But the planet might not have actually been destroyed, or at least not in a quick fashion.
Right.
So perhaps the three people having their velocity be so fast that it increases their mass as they go through the planet, and that is what broke it apart. I mean, that's my only conjecture that I could give you about it.
All right, well, if you're watching this and you're a physicist, let us know down below.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, let us know.
Yes, yes. What is the actual physics there? What would have really happened if
Maybe
if
I'll
that?
mention, maybe I'll like go into comments on one of his videos or something and see if I can't get him to bite.
Yeah, I think we need to do that. So, yeah, I mean, there's only a couple episodes left, obviously.
Oh, and the Viltrumites are apparently going to Earth. That was the
Oh
big.
yeah, that's the big ending.
We
Yeah, so
don't
it
know
goes.
that, but yeah,
It's
that's the
it
cliffhanger.
it's like months later they wake up. Um, Alan is now the leader of the resistance, basically, and Mark and Nolan are healed, and
Oliver's in the
Oliver's
back of the tank still.
about to say he's in a back to tank. Is that how it's pronounced? Um,
Yeah.
uh, and it looked like he was still missing his jaw. So,
Yeah, it's taken him a minute.
and then he has a robotic arm, but like,
Yeah, I was reading something that apparently Oliver is not that strong. That his whatever that race of his mother is really kind of gives him a disadvantage.
right? Which I mean, then again, going into the actual physics, if a animal that strong made it with an animal that weak, the offspring wouldn't have survived. But um,
Yeah.
regardless of that, like that's another thing I don't get, the whole healing. And again, I know it's this comic book and it's uh Kirkman's like interpretation of how this stuff works, but like, how can they be gutted and regrow and everything grows back and they regrow organs and stuff, but yet their arm gets ripped off and they need a robotic arm? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Well, for Conquest, the reason why that's the case is because that happened after the Scourge virus, in his weakened state. Oliver, again, I think it's got something to do with he's not like Nolan or apparently Mark. I think is going to end up being stronger than all of them.
Oh yeah, that's actually what I was waiting for in the fight. Is like,
Yeah,
he got some new power unlocked, some new level that he hits during the fight, but it didn't happen. I'm like,
he ain't on Thrax level yet,
right? And he's definitely not like Alan, where like Alan gets killed and he comes back stronger.
Yeah,
basically, So yeah, so next episode will be on Earth. Bunch of Viltrumites against the Resistance. We shall see how that goes.
Unless they get there and they're like, nope, we're chill. We just want to snoo.
Yeah.
But
all right. Well, you guys let us know what you're thinking in those comments down below. And real quick, let's have a visit from our good friend Dark Dawn, and he'll tell you where you can find more superhero speak.
Darth Dawn here. And you must subscribe to Superhero Speak if you haven't already. And if you have already, make another account and subscribe again. You also will like this video. And while you're on the HoloNet, go to superheroespeak.com. Find the links to our merch and purchase one of our shirts. Don't skimp on the shipping, or else I will trap you in a box with an agitated Gundog named Brie Lawson. I would just force lightning you, but we don't have that in the effects budget. Now, back to the show.
What just hit me is none of our usuals are watching tonight, so we don't have comments that we're responding to, and yet we still spend an hour doing that. So
there you go.
We got a good amount of we got a good amount of news to get to. So let's hit this and do it real quick. All right, let's start with this. Again, not showing any clips or trailers on because we don't want to get copyright struck, but we talked about it. We had gotten a first look, and now we got our first full trailer for Street Fighter. It gave us a little bit more of what the story is as well, and it looks pretty cool. I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah, I think that it did look cool. Couple of things of note. First thing doesn't really have to do with the movie, but there's two songs that they used for this trailer. The first one's great. The second one is horrible. I don't know why three non-blondes, whatever that song's called, hey, 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 that's dumb.
What's going on?
What's going on? I don't know why. I mean, I'm not saying the song is dumb. I'm just saying with this movie in the trailer, it doesn't work. The first one does work. That's a Tupac song. Second thing is it looks great. Looks like they are taking the right attitude with it, which it's semi-serious, but they are like, nope, this is a Street Fighter movie. So they're incorporating game sounds and the characters look. Yeah, exactly. The characters all look great. Not talking to you, Roman Reigns. I'm not referring to you and your Akuma because that looks horrible. I hate that casting, and that's my favorite Street Fighter character. So beyond that, though, It looks like it's not taking itself too serious, although there is seriousness to the story. But it's Chun-Li, that's Cammy, that's Guile, that's E Honda, that's Blanca. So I like it. I like the tone. I think it's going to be a really fun movie. The only other thing that I noted or have a question about is it does, like, I didn't get a sense of the World Warrior though. Like when you play Street Fighter 2, you go to different locations.
Yeah.
In this trailer, we see like a big boxing arena. Now, that's not to say that could just be the first round or something,
Yeah.
like there could be a whole thing, but it does not look right now that it's like different locations of each fight.
No, I agree. They'll
Looks
have to
great.
work-
I'm excited now.
th-
I'm
th-
just, again, that goddamn Roman Reigns Akuma though. That's sucks.
Okay, noted. I wouldn't say he was one of my favorite characters, so it doesn't really bother me.
But you know what
Yeah.
the character looks like, right?
Yeah. I mean, I thought.
I mean, they could have at least shaven Roman Reigns. Like they just, they had Roman Reigns put a red wig on, and that's creeping in my crawl.
I mean, it's funny because it feels like a bulk of the movie is going to center around Ken and Ryu.
No, it looks like that was the other thing. Sorry. Ken is the main focus of this movie, it looks like. And
Right. But I mean,
Ryu is more of the main character of the series. So that is actually very interesting to me.
well, I felt like they're doing the whole like brothers from another mother
Sure.
kind of thing with them. They trained together or whatever, and they fought together, which is that's canon from the games as well. So yeah, so I thought that was cool. And obviously not 100% sure what the story is, but obviously it feels like they're teaming up to join this Street Fighter tournament together. We get quick flashes of most of the other characters. Few of Guile with that ridiculous haircut. I mean, you're right, because the tongue-in-cheek of they show Chun-Li doing some stuff, and then you hear Cammy's voice, and she's like, thighs. Everyone's talking about her thighs. Thighs. I don't get it. And she turns around, and you see her butt in that like bathing suit, and it's like, oh my god, yeah, like they get it, and they're leaning into it. In 2026, I am shocked they're leaning into that, the sexism sexism aspect of this game. Like you think they would try to avoid it, but it's like no, they leaned into it. I'm like, oh, I want to see this now. Not because I'm a sexist, but because it's like they're not shying away from it.
And that's that Chun-Li was so iconic for that. I mean, admittedly myself, man, I remember when Street Fighter 2 came out on the Super Nintendo, I got that. I would pause it. I would try my best to pause it at certain points during her moves. And that's all I'm going to say there as a newly pubescent teenager. But it's just iconic. No, they've got to lean into that stuff. They got to lean into that stuff, and they got to make money. That
Yes.
the whole you can't be offensive. So that stuff is going away for a while. Not going away forever because the pendulum it swings. But no, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that they're leaning into stuff like that. It makes it seem like it'll be worth it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few interesting casting choices in this. Like we've said that, so I kind of feel like we're gonna really have to wait to see it to make some decisions. Like 50 Cent as Balrog is a little like
because so ultimately, I think that the Ken and Ryu great castings, and I think that that's where most of our focus is going to be for the movie. All the other characters are probably going to be like side
cameos.
characters outside of Chun-Li will probably be pretty big deal because again it's Chun-Li for various reasons. So
M.
but
Bison maybe.
and Bison will be a big one.
Right.
But most of the other ones, they're going to be, oh, there they are. Oh, okay, and then we're done. Or maybe they'll team up at the end, on something. But
Yeah. I
outside
mean,
of that, they'll just be side characters.
anything with a wrestler or a rapper playing the role, it's like, oh, that's probably a walk-on cameo.
Yeah.
And then I had to ask, the final shot of the trailer is our first look at Jason Momoa as Blanca, and what did you think?
I mean, it was very brief, but again, I maintain it. It really just looks like they brought him over from the Supergirl shoot and said, "Okay, now dye his hair orange, slap green paint on him. Here we go." But it looked like Blanca, though. That joke aside, I got no problem with it.
Yeah.
Seems like it'll be a good casting. But again, so here's the question, though, and is Blanca going to be a bigger character in this movie because he's played by Jason Momoa than he otherwise would? Because he's not like a major, I mean, he's a major Street Fighter character, but like story-wise, that's not his strength.
I could be wrong. I don't think he's anyone's favorite Street Fighter character.
Honestly, when that game first came out, he was mine. I was like, oh my god, that cool lion gorilla looking guy. Akuma didn't exist then, so anyway.
I guess. I don't know. So yeah.
Fly around the ring and shit.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I feel like you just said, he showed up from the Supergirl set. They painted him, they put dots on him so they could paint him green in post.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. Like, I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a cameo. I really do. Because if he was a bigger role, I think they would have shown him more in the trailer. You can't do that. You can't have a movie that's concentrating on, again, probably Ken, Ryu, and Chun-Li, because again, I think they're the top three characters for most people.
They are
teaming up, blah blah blah, going against Den Bison, and then have Blanca come in and try to steal the show because it's Jason Momoa. I think he's a supporting character. I mean, maybe he's in it a little bit more. Maybe there's a fight, and then he comes in at the end and helps. But I think that's about it. Like, he's not going to be a big role. So yeah, that's our thoughts. Maybe we're right, maybe we're wrong. You let us know in those comments down below. All right, we finally a long awaited question from almost 40 years has finally been answered, Don. And that question is, what is the title of the Spaceballs sequel? Because as joked in the original movie, Spaceballs 2 would be called Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. But Mel Brooks came out this week and announced that no, it's called, what is it? Spaceballs 2.
The next one.
The next one. No, the new one. The new one.
Or the new one, sorry.
Yeah. Which is like, okay. And then he makes a joke in the video and he's like, because I found the money. There it is. And then the camera pans over and it's a duffel bag full of money and it says Spaceballs the money, which is the joke from the first movie. Everything was Spaceballs the money, Spaceballs the flamethrower,
Spaceballs the podcast.
Yes, the kids are gonna love this. Which apparently has gotten some fans salty because they think it should be called Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. You had shared an article with me. I mean, and the article comes off the guy who wrote it is the one who feels this way. Like, oh, we were lied to. Nobody in 1987 was like, oh yeah, from 1987 was like, oh yeah, that's going to be the next one. And then, when 10 years went by and we didn't get it, it was like, oh, I guess they're never going to make a sequel to it. It was just a joke, And now that they're making
Yeah.
one 40 years later, it's like, oh, okay, you can call it whatever you want. We don't care. We just want to see more fun. So I don't know. What do you think? Were you? I'm sure you're a Spaceballs fan, being a big
Oh
Star
yeah.
Wars fan. Were you shocked, amazed? Do you care what it's called?
I probably don't care as much as most, but I do like the name. As far as being lied to, that's dumb.
Yes.
Because there's another Mel Brooks movie called History of the World. And at
Yes.
the end of this movie, it advertises History of the World Part 2, Jews in Space.
That's right.
Nobody's pining for that. So, come on. It was a joke. It was a joke.
Well, they made a History of the World Part 2. It was
Right. But it wasn't
straight
Jews
to
in
streaming.
Space.
Right. It was just History of the World Part 2. So yeah.
It was really offensive, I think their spaceships were the shape of the Star of David's, and they were like Hasidic Jews, so they had the hat and the curls.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, it's just a joke. Get over it. The new one's funny.
Agreed.
Because let's say, and there will never be another Spaceballs made, because I mean, unless they burn that sucker out, because Mel Brooks is up there. So, but if there were,
I'm hoping he gets through the filming of this.
Yeah, really. But how confusing would that be if there was another Spaceballs? Like Spaceballs, the new one. What would the third one be called? Like Spaceballs, the last one, the latest one? Like it would be funny. So I don't know. Yeah, that people take stuff like we were lied to. Like, geez, okay. This is it's entertainment. It's not your parents. So yeah, I like it. People need to get over dumb shit.
It's a movie called Spaceballs. People don't
take
it too seriously.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know anymore. This world's got me.
Like, you realize in the movie Spaceballs, there's a planet called Druidia. And the only thing keeping someone from stealing air from this planet is a code. The code is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That code is also shared by President Scrooge
on his luggage.
Their parody of Jabba the Hutt is Pizza the Hutt. We only see the character in one scene. You want to know why? Because he's eaten by the people that work for him.
No. He ate himself.
Or yeah, I'm sorry.
To
That's
death.
Correct. You're right. To death. Yes.
He got trapped in his limousine and he ate himself.
Sorry. It was on the video call where his like henchman guy was like taking bites out of him. Anywho, so yeah.
This is a movie where they tried to figure out where President Scrooge and Scroob and Dark Helmet tried to figure out how to stop the good guys by watching Spaceballs, the video cassette, and they're going through it, and they end up at the same exact moment in the movie that they're. There's an infinite number of. It's just like, and then they capture their stunt doubles. But
yeah. All ridiculous stuff. They combed a desert with actual combs. You've seen the meme, I'm sure. So,
did you find anything? Man, we ain't found shit.
Exactly. So
yes.
Can't wait for it.
It's a comedy.
I can't wait.
Please don't take it seriously. All right. Speaking of Star Wars, the final trailer for The Mandalorian Grogu came out.
Yes.
More Mandalorian and Grogu action in this trailer. Sigourney Weaver's character, show that it's she's narrating it. It's like, oh, there's the legend of the lone Mandalorian and the child, and she's hiring him to hunt down Imperial loyalists. and he's like, "Sure, I'll do your job." And yeah. So I mean, that sets up the movie obviously pretty good. I think to me the coolest takeaway from this trailer, and it's silly, is he's on a planet and there's Imperial walkers there, and he is on a tiny ATST, basically a two-legged walker that he's riding like a motorcycle. So it's
Yeah.
a speeder with legs, basically. And I was like, oh, cool. Like something taking two concepts, combine them and coming up with something new in the Star Wars universe. Like, okay, that I can get behind that. So what
Can be
did you think?
risky.
What did you think
Yeah,
of this
no, I thought
show?
it was awesome. No, I thought it
Yeah.
was great. We saw the huts. Like you said, he's going to go after some Imperials, which that scene looked great that you were just describing. There was more reference about, he's not going to be around to protect Grogu. And he said, well, the
Yeah.
old protect the young, so the young think protect the old. That I mean, it was cool. I don't know. I saw rumblings online that like, oh my god, after this trailer, or no, there was after 15. They released 15 minutes of the movie. Like, oh, people are very concerned. Like, what are you talking about? This looks absolutely awesome. So I'm super excited. I don't think people are excited enough. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be great. And it was cool as Sigourney Weaver's X-wing pilot. That was great. But it's like, who's going to show up? We already saw Zeb in the trailer. But yeah, I mean, this is the era of Star Wars that everybody wants to see. They wants to see it fleshed out. I feel that I feel that the popularity of Mandalorian and Grogu, the show in general, has unjustly gone down. So I don't know. I'm excited about this, and I hope that this gets people excited again for Star Wars.
My only concern is and I mentioned this before with stuff like this, and it's a legitimate, I think, concern, is the fact that Mandalorian Grogu is a show on Disney Plus. So all the diehard fans who have Disney Plus have watched it. But all the normal people who will go to a Star Wars movie have not seen it. So one of two things. They're either going to, like, a couple people are going to go and they're like, I have no idea who these people are. This doesn't make sense to me. And it'll get panned and not do well. Or two, they're going to spend 15 minutes of the movie re-explaining the origin of the Mandalorian and Grogu and how we got to this point, because like, yeah, all of us diehard fans are excited for it who've watched the show. We're excited for all the other like Ahsoka will probably be in the movie, I think. If it's just a cameo, she'll, like all the characters from that have been in this era will, somehow be worked in. But like, you don't know who any of these people are, I mean, come on. How many people kept calling Grogu Baby Yoda, because and still call him. There's people who still say Baby Yoda, and it's like, no, he's
Well,
Grogu.
I think that's why the movie's named The Mandalorian and Grogu. I think that's the
Oh yeah,
main purpose of the
I,
reason why it's named that.
I don't
But
disagree. Yeah, and then
I
go ahead.
I do have to disagree with you though. I mean, I get what you're saying as far as like people aren't going to know, but as far as Mandalorian and Grogu, unless you're the Amish in Lancaster, PA, where you spent time recently, you know who Mandalorian is, at least Baby Yoda. Like, you might not know the name, but you know.
I don't.
My one child that
hope,
really doesn't like Star Wars likes the Mandalorian show. So
I hope you're right, but it'd also be an interesting thing, and I think. And here's the thing: I hate to say it, but it would also kind of prove me right in a lot of ways. Where there's this argument that some people have that like streaming is the future and movies are going to go away. Well, if this movie doesn't do well, it shows that streaming is, because like not everyone knows who the characters are. If it does well, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you can put stuff on streaming and everyone will know what it is. But we don't have a unified culture like we did 20 years ago, where people were all watching the same things on TV. Now it's like, there's people like us that are watching the Marvel stuff and the Disney stuff on Disney Plus, and other superhero stuff and geek stuff here. But then there are people who are watching. I'm trying to think of a popular show that I have not watched. Severance is a recent one. Like everyone, all these young people and whatnot are talking about this show Severance. I don't even know what streaming service it's on, and it's a show. The premise is when you're at work, you have no memory of a knowledge of your outside life, and when you leave work, you have no memory or knowledge of your work life. And it's like all these people are raving about it, but I'm like, that sounds really stupid to me.
Yeah.
But like it does quote unquote well on streaming, but like I've never seen it. I've noticed, and like I can probably look up and find 100 shows that I have never even heard of that have people following them, have their own little clique. Like we're separated into all these little cliques now. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I could be wrong. I could be right. In fact, I pose it to you, dear listener. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know those questions down below. Is this movie going to make $1 billion like all the other good Star Wars movies? Or is it going to like make its budget back and fly under the radar? So let us know what you think, what your prediction is. All right. And then before we get to CinemaCon, we got one last piece of really bad news. It's how the week started out. Marvel laid off a bunch of people, like over 1,000 people, I think. Oh, Disney was doing mass layoffs and Marvel got hit. And from my understanding, the majority of the people that were laid off were in what's known as the visual development department. And we actually, in the early days of this podcast, interviewed a guy who's worked for Marvel Comics, but like it's basically part of what his job was. Now, visual development's a little different than what he did, but it's from my understanding, these guys did this stuff too. Like these are the guys that kind of come up with how some of the things are going to look. They do like some of the storyboarding stuff, some of the a lot of the promotional materials, posters and stuff and images that go online and whatnot. And from my understanding, they laid off all but like a handful of people, and the people that are left are going to be responsible on hiring outside talent to do all of this work. Instead of having people in-house doing it, that they're all going to be contractors. And I went, okay, that makes sense. That's like, they already do that with the comics. Like no one they basically works for Marvel directly anymore with the comics. They're all paid pay as you go. They're all like contracts, like, oh, you'll work on this title for this many issues, and then if they want you to work on another one, they'll hire you back again at a later date. So I don't know. What did you think? And did you hear anything different about the layoffs?
No, I heard it was 1,000 people, which is roughly like, I want to say 0.3% of Disney's Marvel's employees. But I also heard the same, that it was the visual department there. I mean, it's unfortunate. Our buddy Rich Duick on Twitter, he laid out his condolences. I mean, people are losing their jobs, and that sucks.
It does.
But it can happen to any one of us in any industry.
And here's the thing, though, like some of the people that this had happened to, if they can easily get hired back on a contract basis from to Marvel, which happens a lot. I've worked at companies where they've done this, where like they kind of like reduce a department, but then they need someone to do a project, so they end up like they go straight to the people they just laid off, and say, would you come in
Yeah.
as a consultant on this because we need to get this done? Like, we can't afford to keep you as a full-time employee, but come in as a consultant for so many hours a week. So it's not like yes, it sucks, but I think most of them will land on their feet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that too, but you're absolutely right. The thing is the way, and this is from the government. If you have so many full-time employees as a company, then you are then expected, or not expected. That's too soft a word. You are required by law to carry like health insurance and
Uh-huh.
benefits like that. That is an increased expense. So because of that, and the economy's kind of crap. I mean, the whole Marvel movie stuff, like, it hasn't been making that much money, so they gotta cut back.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, they're gonna use these people, but they don't want to pay for their health insurance benefits anymore or all that stuff. So there you go. So that, yeah, I mean, I get you. It's really just, again, it sucks to not have a full-time gig and think, okay, well, I'll just do contract work for the people that just fired me. But business kind of has to do what they have to do,
Well,
love it or hate it.
yeah, I mean, and the thing is too, and this goes back to all these people who are like, oh yeah, streaming's the future. I don't want to like go to a movie theater anymore. I just want to watch stuff online. It's like, yeah, but then companies are not going to make as much money off of the movies, and they're going to keep doing stuff like this. So you're screwing a lot of people out of work. There is a rumor that has come out of this, and I don't know how true it is that Marvel is going to use AI to replace these people that they laid off. I don't. The thing that gets me with that is, like, I can see it, but not see it at the same time, for the simple fact that, like, AI, as advanced as it is, you and I have said this, there's still something about AI that, like, it's not quite right. It doesn't look good. You still need someone to go in and clean it up, and do things to it, like maybe adjust the lighting or remove an extra finger on
Yeah.
someone's hand. So, and for a company that is a visual company, Marvel, comics and movies and all this stuff, I don't think you're going to chance, um,
No.
your moneymaker, your the MCU over to AI at this point.
Right. Like, let's face this. One thing, I think Disney is going to end up stop making comic books. I think they're going to end up contracting. Robert Kirkman's company has been mentioned lately, as far as maybe even taking over the comic stuff. But either way, that will never. I don't want to say never, but if they do that, if whatever comic company says, hey, we're going to now use AI, you immediately create an opportunity for your competitor to be the anti-AI company.
Yeah.
And guess where the talent's going to go? They're going to go with the anti-AI company.
Yeah.
And Marvel is already getting shellacked, even though they put out about 70 books to DC's 50 a month. They're getting shellacked right now as far as sales go, which is unheard of to me in my lifetime, that DC is not getting completely obliterated by Marvel because of X-Men and Spider-Man. But nonetheless, it's happening, right? The absolute line, it's absolutely trashing Marvel right now.
Yeah.
So that would be a very dumb move for them to do, because all that's going to ensure is that whatever talent is over at Marvel are surely going to jump ship once that happened. We heard about it in Comic-Con from a great number of creators. We've never once heard any creators say, hey, you know what? AI is great and I can't wait to work for a company that uses it. No. It's persona non grata. It's not gonna, I'm not going to say ever, but it's not happening right now.
True.
The
No,
only
not
way
right
that
now.
would ever happen is if they've completely crushed DC and they are coasting, and then okay, at some point. But yeah, with that said, Disney is just interested in the IP farming of the comics. They're not really interested in much else. And I think you will see a dramatic change in the production of Marvel Comics, but not to AI.
Yeah, I agree. I do think they're going to outsource it. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a shame. Condolences to everyone who lost their job, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. All right, let's move on real quick. Got a couple things that came out of CinemaCon this past week. That I think interest us and our fans. Let's start with Beyond the Spider-Verse. They showed a scene at CinemaCon. The scene takes place right after the end of Across the Spider-Verse. If you remember, I know it's been a long time since we saw that movie, but but Across the Spider-Verse basically ends with our Miles is captured, and the Miles of the universe he's in, which it's not his universe, it's one where he didn't become Spider-Man. He took over for his uncle and became the Prowler. And so he was captured. He came in. So the scene basically takes place right after that moment. And long story short, it's described like, again, none of this footage. Oh, that's what I wanted to start off by saying. It's annoying because all this cool stuff was shown at CinemaCon, but none of it's online. This is all we can do is live through descriptions from people who were there. So basically they're both kind of like in shock, like, oh, you're me, blah blah. And the our Miles is like, oh, I don't want to hurt you guys. And they're like kind of laughing, and then you see his hands start to glow with his electrical powers, and like I think there's like a big flash, and like that was it, and it said something about Beyond the Spider-Verse 2027, and that's all they showed. So I guess like we've talked about this many times. Are you still excited for this movie? Do you want to see the story come to a close? And are you going to be first in line to get tickets?
So you have forgotten a fact that may supremely annoy you. I've never watched any of the Spider-Verse stuff.
Oh, that's right.
So I never cared. However, 3 to 4 years ago, that shit was on fire. All the kids loved it.
Yeah.
Kids that I know that don't even get into comic books, super into Miles Morales and into the Spider-Verse. It's too late. They don't care anymore.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I mean, I don't like I don't like the fact that there's 13 different variations of Spider-Man running around, and I understand it's a multiverse, but if you've watched this show before, you may have heard me mention how much I love multiverse stuff. So, me personally, I don't care. The kids that were obsessed with it 3-4 years ago are about grown up now, and I'm sure you've lost their attention span. They're on to bigger and better. They're on to Invincible now.
Probably.
So, too little, too late for me.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that way too. Like, I'm going to go. I want to see it mainly because I do want to see how it ends, but I don't think the audience is there. Like, why? It's annoying because they kind of lied, because they said that they had made them both at the same time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like, no, we didn't actually do the third one. So it's taken so long for it to come out that I don't think anyone's going to care anymore when it comes out. But maybe we're wrong. Again, let us know down below. Are you going to go see this movie when it comes out? Are you excited for it? All right. Before we get into like the big thing that came out of the convention, we'll talk about these other two real quick. they got the first trailer for Clayface was shown at CinemaCon. I for a minute forgot Clayface was a thing until
yeah.
until I saw the news, and I'm like, oh, okay. And basically everyone who has seen the trailer and talked about it is like, yeah, this is a straight on horror flick, a body dysmorphia kind of thing. There's a scene where I can't even remember what Clayface's alter ego's name is. Dirk? No. Shoot. Deckard, I think, isn't it? I can't remember. No, that's Blade Runner. But he's sitting in a bathtub, and like he goes and rubs his face, and basically like part of his skin comes off, and you can like see his skull, and it's like this whole crazy thing, and it's like, oh, okay. So it comes out later this year. I think it comes out around Halloween time. Do you have any interest in seeing this movie?
No, man, I don't. I'm not I've never been interested into the Batman adjacent movies and shows. I don't like horror movies, so that aspect it doesn't interest me. So I mean, I get it. We might do it for this show, but I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh, Matt Hagen. That's the version of Clayface. Sorry, I just looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a horror guy. I'm not let's turn a Batman villain into a main character guy. I don't like the superhero adjacent movies. Why on earth, when you're James Gunn and you have control of the entire DC catalog, do you go, yeah, let's do a Clayface movie? Like, I know he didn't direct this, but it's like he greenlit it, So, yeah, I'm not excited for it. You're not excited for it. I don't know if we'll probably watch it, but we'll see. But I don't know. Again, I didn't even bother reading all of the descriptions, just like, because as soon as I saw everyone saying, oh yeah, this is a straight up gore fest horror movie, I'm like, yeah, you lost my interest. But maybe I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong. You let me know down below. Am I wrong? Are you going to go run out and see Clayface? Because, oh my God, a Batman adjacent horror movie. Wonderful. All right. And okay, I have a question for you, Don.
Yeah.
Very important question. Is Tom Cruise just too damn old to keep playing Maverick?
No, because we bring people back from the dead.
I mean, you can apparently you can have Val Kilmer come back one more time to be Iceman. Yeah. So apparently, Paramount announced at CinemaCon that not only is there a Top Gun 3 coming out with Tom Cruise, it's currently in production. Because that's how it works. You make a sequel to a movie, again, 40 years later, it makes a bunch of money. So it's like, oh, we got to do it one more time.
Well, so you're missing something here, though, right? Because to me, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, please. This comes out of nowhere. I didn't know it. Now, I'm not a big Top Gun fan, so I didn't have my I didn't have my ears to the ground as far as Top Gun is concerned. But we do have a golden opportunity for a Top Gun story now because of the Iran Epic Fury thing going on. So now they can be like, and incorporate that. I think people are interested in fighter jets, particularly with the current events. That whole drama with they get the pilot. So I could be wrong. This could have been planning well before this, but I honestly think they're just kind of taking advantage of the situation right now in the world and saying, hey, we can We can write a story out of this.
It's possible. It's very possible. Yeah, I mean, they could even make
Because I
that the story.
honestly, I'm 45 years old, and I still don't understand why they were even fighting other planes in the first Top Gun. It just out of nowhere. Oh, we got MiGs. MiGs on your. So, well, what? What's going on? Why?
The
I'm sure
height
they
of the
explain it.
It was the
But
height of the Cold War. That's all.
right.
Just and that's those kind of movies that they made in the 80s. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I will say this, like,
At least with Iron Eagle, I knew they took his dad, so he's gonna go get him. But
oh, too bad Joey's not watching us tonight.
that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
Maybe he'll like it.
he much prefers the Iron Eagle movies to Top Gun.
I'm with him on that.
I mean, I'm a typical Gen Xer where watched Top Gun when I was a kid and loved it. There were a couple, at least one, maybe two arcade games based on it, and you fly that plane and the music would play.
That Kenny Loggins song, yeah, man. That Kenny Loggins, man, is the jam.
So, oh yeah, Danger Zone, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, but I'll be honest with you, I never saw this. I haven't seen the sequel yet. I'm sure it's on streaming somewhere at this point.
Yeah.
And I will watch it before the third one comes out.
It's not bad. It's decent. Remember how good it did in the theaters? People loved it.
Yeah, because they made a Star Wars. I mean, there was a trench run and a specific target they had to blow
up. You're not wrong.
Something about a womp rat. I mean, come on. It's so yeah, like everyone said that they did a Star Wars. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. These actors that get old, and it's like, yeah, you're Tom Cruise. Come on, man. Like,
but he can play the grizzled, it's commander now.
I mean, it's funny because he kind of has a reverse career, right? No, don't get me wrong, because he had quite a few. He had some action movies when he was younger, but he had a lot more romantic movies, romantic comedies, dramas.
Right. But now it's doing his own stunts.
I mean, think about it. Jerry Maguire,
Right.
Great. But then it was like he came along and he did Mission Impossible, and it was like he got a thrill out of that.
Minority Report, right? He got on the string of
Jack Ryan or what?
Reacher or whatever.
Reacher, that's what it was. Yeah, he played Reacher, which.
What was that movie where when you die it reset time real quick and so he gets back in his mech?
Yes.
But, yeah.
Live Die Repeat was the poster, but I can't remember the name of the movie. But yeah,
that's right. He went from what was it? What was that cocktail movie?
Yes.
Days of Thunder, right? Which
Risky Business.
Risky Business, and then all of a sudden he said, "Nope, now I'm an action hero."
Yeah. So
it must have been Scientology. Scientology must have.
I was going to say him and Harrison Ford are going to keep playing action stars that they shouldn't be playing. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe you're a big Tom Cruise fan watching this right now. You let us know. Is Tom Cruise forever, or is it time for him to hang up his harness and let a younger actor take over? All right, now on to the big news that came out of CinemaCon, the bastards, because we still haven't seen it, but we got our first quote unquote official trailer for Avengers Doomsday. And it sounds like, okay, so from the descriptions I've read online, it sounds like it's a mixture of some of the stuff we've already seen and some new stuff. And the thing is, like, every description I've read had something a little bit more, maybe it was missing. So how much of this is 100% accurate, I'm not sure, but basic description is you're at the X Mansion, you hear Charles Xavier, played by Patrick Stewart, something's coming, something we've not been able to deter, and then you see it's Professor X and Magneto, which is we had seen that already in the X-Men trailer. Then we see Doctor Doom kneeling down. His face is scarred, obviously. Like we're gonna get, I guess, a comic book accurate Doctor Doom where he's got a messed up face. Then you see Thor remarks that he's fought many enemies and threats that scare him less than this, saying all his heroes and friends died. Everything they sacrificed will mean nothing if we don't stand together. I'm like, okay, so who died? Like, what's going on here? You know, are they killing off a bunch of Marvel characters? Or is this something, is this something, or is he talking about the fellow Asgardians who died in Ragnarok? So I don't know. Then we get footage of Thor approaching Doom with Stormbreaker. He goes to hit him with Stormbreaker, and Doom is able to block it. Which I don't know if Doom's really that powerful in the comics, but maybe. Then you get the scene we got with Shuri and Ben meeting up in that other little teaser trailer we got. We see a fight between Shang-Chi and Gambit, which I thought was interesting, and then Mystique turning into Yelena, or the blonde Black Widow.
Blonde Black Widow, yeah.
Then you see oh wait, I'm sorry. That all happened before. You see Thor leap at Doom with Stormbreaker. That's when Doom stops him. And then you see Steve Rogers walks up. He puts his hand out, and Mjolnir flies into his hand. And he says, "Hey, pal." And Thor goes, "It's not possible." So, yeah. So that's basically the trailer. Then and with Steve saying, "Hey, pal."
Sounds like a great trailer.
I mean, yeah. But
all that shit without context is just kooky dukes. But
and the thing is, I sent you a video with some of the stills that have leaked online from the trailer, and yes, we can confirm there is a Shang-Chi fighting Gambit, which I find strange. So, I think you're going to be happy because it sounds like it's going to be a fairly X-Men heavy movie. I feel like we're going to get a play on X-Men versus Avengers.
Yep.
Like we've had in the comics. And
but I feel like only a handful of X-Men are going to make it out, though, which don't get me wrong. I mean, it's X-Men, they die. But
I mean, here's my question. Is this movie going to work? There are so many people online who are still saying the MCU is dead. Like, okay, yes, did the last Spider-Man do well? Yes. Did what you call it? Deadpool and Wolverine do well? Yes, but is this movie going to do well because it's a good movie, or is this movie going to do well because there's a lot of stunt being thrown at us in this?
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree that this movie concept just seems like a bunch of gimmicks thrown at us. And I'm mostly here for it. Thronkill says, 3PO, tell them if they don't do as you say, that you will get angry and use your Brie Larson.
Hello, Thrawn. It's been a quiet night.
Yeah.
We're getting near the end here. The last thing we're talking about is the descriptions of the Doomsday trailer that we've read. Still waiting on that Doom Kang AI short going around is pretty sweet. I have not seen that one. So here's the thing. As we were saying, yeah, like it's a stunt. You know, I still stand by this. RDJ as Doom was stunt casting.
Yes, that I'm with you.
I think it's going to confuse people. It's going to confuse, as we say, the normies or the muggles, people who like don't. You hate the multiverse. There's people who can't even wrap their head around the concept of like the multiverse. Like it confuses them. There's people who don't see every single movie, so they get confused on like, if you didn't go see Shang-Chi and he shows up in this movie and he's fighting Gambit, you're going to be like, what the heck is going on here? You know,
Right.
if you haven't seen Deadpool Wolverine and you see Channing Tatum show up as Gambit, you're going to be like, what is this? You know?
Yeah.
So,
what's going on?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, and again, bringing back, you know, Thor. I mean, Chris Hemsworth never left the MCU. But Chris Evans did. So bringing him back, you know, with Steve Rogers / Captain America and having RDJ's Doom, it's just like, yeah, cool. It's going to look cool. It's going to be, and I know 90% of movies are the cool visuals, but there's nothing sustainable. I really wish, I'm going to say this again. I've said this before. I really wish, like, okay, if they couldn't reconcile keeping Jonathan Majors on, then they should have recast him and kept going with the Kang storyline. This idea of like they abandoned everything they set up with that and took a turn.
For Robert Downey Jr. Doom,
right? For Robert Downey Jr. Doom is so terrible. And again, they're building them. They cut this trailer to build Doom up to be this like unstoppable force. You know, more powerful than anything they've already faced, but we're just meeting him in this movie. Like they built up to Thanos, you know, it made sense. It worked. Like, oh, you were like afraid of this guy by the time he showed up. All of a sudden it's like, isn't that Iron Man? Why is he in a green and silver suit, you know?
Yeah.
And so you got that aspect of it, and two, like there's no build up. Like, are they gonna do anything about the Kang storyline? Or are they just gonna leave that hanging out as a thread forever? Because the last time we saw the Council of Kangs, you know.
Oh, I think that they're going to deal with that quite swiftly, and possibly the opening montage of this movie. I think Doom is going to solve the Kang problem.
I don't know, because like the whole thing is the multiverse was caused by Kang. Basically, is how it was explained in the Loki series. So again, because Jonathan Majors had issues and they fired him, and again, you can explain it being a different actor by multiverse.
Yeah.
There's like the closer we're getting to the movie, the more it's bothering me, and maybe it shouldn't, but it's like, no, I want an actual resolution to the Kang storyline, not a quick like explanation in the beginning of this movie that Doom just went and killed all the Kangs, because there's an infinite number of them. You can't kill them all, but okay, sure. You know, like no, because then he's a god, and it's just like, okay, then they can't defeat him. You
know? Well, but if we are doing Secret Wars, he does become a god. And that's the perfect way, because they spent all this time, oh, how badass is Kang? Just everything you said, there's an infinite of them and blah, blah, blah. And like you said, we are just now meeting Dr. Doom. So how else are they going to, boom, you now are more, you shit your pants more about this guy than you ever did with Thanos and the Infinity Stones.
But, and the thing is, you can explain Kang's power by the fact of the multiverse and the fact that like they all at one point started working together and sharing their knowledge So the infinite knowledge basically is what makes him like a god, but you can explain it away. And just having one guy who's supposed to be the leader of Latveria all of a sudden is more powerful than that. It's like you're gonna have to really explain this. And if it's just he just shows up and he's just all powerful, I'm just gonna be like throwing my popcorn. Boo! I am. Yes.
That's exactly what's going to happen. So prepare for that.
One of the biggest Marvel fans and MCU apologists on the planet will be pissed if he just shows up as this all-powerful being with no explanation. Like, nah, sorry. You lost me there, Marvel.
So if they don't explain that vampires or the undead can't get anywhere near him because he has pieces of the actual Jesus crucifix in his armor, you'll be upset.
No, because they're not going to have vampires in this movie, so you don't need to explain that.
But they could throw Mobius in there. You never know.
But him just showing up being more powerful than even Thor is just like, come on. You know?
I did hear we're going to get to see Rune King Thor, which would be cool.
So, I don't know. That's my opinion. That's where I stand on this. You know, you heard.
I think Dave's going to be throwing popcorn because I think Doom's coming in like a wrecking ball.
So you let us know. Are we right? Are we wrong? Is this movie going to make $10 billion? Or is it going to make $5? Who knows? You let us know in the comments down below. All right. Well, that's it. 2 hours. Got through the news and the shows. I think we're just going to do one news article next week as we finish up the shows. But on that note, it's time to ask that question, Don.
What did we learn on the show tonight?
So, well, tell me, what did you learn, or you got any recommendations?
I learned that even if we only get 2 comments at the tail end of the show, me and you can still BS for over 2 hours. There's that much going on in the world of geekdom, nerddom, superhero shit. And so there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I learned today. Recommendations. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, definitely in a big time for news right now. We had a drought for a while, but we got a lot going on. But go ahead. Sorry. Recommendations.
Well, I recommend that if you have not subscribed to the Superhero Speak YouTube channel already, that you please do so. Hit that notification. That's right. Hit that bell. Go ahead and like this. Let me know what you think about my Colossus shirt. It's one of my favorites. And there you go. I mean, last I checked, guys, we are 1,500 subs away from the 100K. So help us get there. Don't know if it was a great strategy for me to wait until 2 hours and 2 minutes into the show to do this, but hey, that's what I recommend.
Yeah.
Dave's the brains of the operation, not me.
And that's using that term very loosely. I learned that, I'm with you. Like, we don't have people interacting with us this week, so that didn't slow us down. But man, we can BS. I mean, but it's fun.
That's why I do this. I like the chatters and all that. Love you. Thank you, Thrawn, for chatting. But I don't, I'm good to go. I could just BS.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we could probably do this for 3 hours easily every night. We are not going to, but we could
certainly not at this time.
No. So, and recommendation, I second that. Please. Oh, wrong button. If you haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications so you don't miss us when we go live. As my good friend Don pointed out, we are seriously very close to 100K. I kind of hope the next time we're live, we hit that threshold.
Possible.
I just want that silver play button. We want to join that 100K club. So we have been getting on our clips and shorts. We've been getting a lot more interactions and views and comments lately. So thank you to everyone who has come in and has been watching us and commenting. It's been great. It has made me contemplate bringing back Social Media Madness, but again, we're at 2 hours, and if I tried to fit that in, I'm going to definitely cut half of the news that we talked about. So, all right. On that note, boys and girls, as always, thanks for watching. Don't let your cape caught in the door. See you next time.
If you haven't done so yet, subscribe. It really keeps this podcast alive. Smash the like button if you please. It gives us what we need. Maybe leave a comment or two. It's a really nice thing to do. And what are you waiting for? Visit our